Dagger time was a butter knife. Coming up on this edition of the Die Hard Den podcast, Shiny J and I give our final thoughts on the Lions' loss versus the Bears. Then we look ahead to the game this Sunday versus the Packers. And you know we got to play our favorite game, Hell Yeah or Hell Naw. All this and more coming up right now on the Die Hard Den podcast. Watch out. Here comes that roar. What up, though? This is Kurt Steele, and welcome to the Die Hard Den podcast. And as always, I'm with my man, Shiny J.
Good evening, good people. How are you out there?
Hey, my man, good to talk to you. How's life treating you?
Extremely fair. I can't complain at all.
Hey, man, it's good to hear from you again. So, you know how we do it, people. It's time to tell me something good. And the one thing that we have this week is the Lions showing unity before the game. I mean, they locked arms. They are showing that they're a cohesive unit on and off the field. Of course, we don't like the results of the game, but we'll get to that later. But I like the fact that they showed unity together in a cohesive unit before the game started.
I like it too. Now we gotta figure out where they close out the game to be awesome, be perfect.
Okay, yeah, definitely. But big show by the Lions. I appreciate the show of unity. So keep doing what you're doing, young fellas, and keeping that unity as a team no matter what's going on. So next up, what we're going to do right now, we're going to go on the ball, and we're going to look at our offensive leaders for the Bears game. So looking at the offensive leaders, we had Matthew Stafford, 24 of 42, 297 yards passing with a touchdown and an interception. Adrian Peterson with a big Lions debut, 14 carries for 93 yards. Danny Amendola leading the receivers, 5 catches for 81 yards. And the total offense was 288 yards passing plus 138 rushing for a total of 426 yards. Put up some good numbers on offense versus a tough Bears defense. So what do you really have to say about the offensive leaders? I think is, to me, what was going to be for par for the course. With Kenny Golladay being out, and I think that just led the way for Amendola being a big part of the offense.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm glad we signed AP. Imagine we didn't have him because the carrying on the 3 opportunities he got, he didn't do much with the ball. You know, I don't know. Carry on is not the star he thought he was. Swift, he played okay for his debut. We'll get to his big drop later.
Yeah.
That's something to remember. It was terrible. We should have caught it, but he's a rookie. But AP, he made some vintage AP runs. And hopefully he can teach the young guys, Swift, maybe carry on too, how to be pros, how to stay healthy, how to prepare, and how to be successful on the field. Hopefully they'll rub off on him. I think he helped the Washington back somewhat. And Washington, thank you for your service. We want to go to the young guys now. Yeah. We thank you for teaching them. So hopefully we can teach our young guys something too.
I think the fact that, and I like the way the announcer, I think it was Vilma, who said that once he was in the game, his big runs came in a certain package, and that was when they had the fullback in Cabina. So
yeah,
Corey, Darrell Bevel set it up right where he made sure that those was the package and the personnel that suit Adrian Peterson the best and got the best results. So that's good stuff on that. So just some quick notes, some thoughts I had. Kind of struggled early in the red zone. You know, I know in that second quarter we got it together, but in that first quarter we were still struggling. The dagger time was a butter knife. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't punch it in the end zone in the first quarter. Jonah Jackson, the young fella, looking good on the offensive line. Hey,
yeah, I guess he did.
He doing the thing. And that one sack of Stafford came when he was outside of the pocket. I mean, they really protected him well during the game.
I mean, yeah, like somebody said in the group, they got too cute trying to roll him out.
Yeah,
you know, Stafford's a pocket passer. Yeah. I mean,
he is.
Yeah, like got a little too cute. They rolled him right into a sack.
Yeah. So I mean, but I would say they kept them clean for most of the game, and plus with
Yes, they did.
Chicago being the team that it is with their sacks. Now we know that they had some, Robert Quinn was out, he's part of their pass rush, but you still had Khalil Mack, and he wasn't the one
Mack
who
and Jack.
he wasn't one to sack them, so they did their job. Hey, even with
Yeah, Mack didn't do Jack, so
yeah,
even beat us. We lose because of him.
yeah, even with Big V being out, Cosby played a big game, so um, they just happened to roll out to that side when they got the sack, but I think he did a good job as well. Um, got too look at too conservative in the fourth quarter, man. I would have liked to kept see them. I like to them. I would like to have to see them keep throwing the ball. Um, and had a good bounce attack. You know what they needed to do to get the lead. So I just think that they could have kept the foot on the gas. They slowed
Right.
it up as usual, and I'm like, dude, you can't do that. You have to call it aggressively the whole game. When you
That's
when you get up 20, then that's when you can put. You know what I'm saying? You get up 20, and there's like 2 minutes to go. Then you can slow down a little bit. But if you up 20 and there's a whole quarter to go, you can't do that.
that's Patricia's biggest Achilles.
Yeah.
They put the graphic during the game. You saw it. Since
Yeah.
he's been here, they give 11 fourth quarter leads. So think about
11
that.
consecutive games where you've had the lead in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter and lost.
If they won all those games, his overall record would be much better, much different.
Yeah.
He can't put up a lead. Now, do you blame Patricia for that, or his coordinators, offensive and defensive coordinators?
I would definitely say that it's a combination. It's a combination. Well, I think overall, I think I have to blame him. It starts from the top down. So yeah, I have to blame him. I can't give him credit for being a cohesive coach and then not give him the credit when they do some crappy stuff like they did by losing that fourth quarter lead again. Can't do it. It doesn't make any sense. So, but I would like to see them improve that. But they had good balance. I mean, if you look at that, I mean, we had to throw a ball a little bit. That opened the game up, but we were almost at 150 yards rushing, so I like that. It was 138. Um, it was. I think that the offense was, if we played it the way we played it in the second and third quarter, the offense wasn't the problem. It became a problem. We became too conservative, and then you put a tired defense right back on the field. You know what I'm saying?
And plus, we were down. We were short on corners.
Yeah.
Tony McRae, yeah, he was terrible. Tony
we'll,
McRae.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that on the defense side of the ball. So, but AD all day, Mr. Adrian Peterson, my man's still a beast. Hey, I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. If we can keep doing that, especially coming up in Green Bay, we can keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hand and keep running the ball effectively. I would love to see that on Sunday.
I think that was a big mistake, not giving AP the ball enough down the stretch. Because, like I said, he made a couple of vintage runs.
Mm-hmm.
He kept that clock moving, pick up some first downs on the ground. I think that was the biggest mistake. He had what? He had Swift and Carrion in there. Mm-hmm. AP's our best running option at this time.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I say let the young guys run it, but put them in those same situations that you can, if Peterson can make those big runs, and you can do that same scheme, you can do it for those young guys. Just teach them how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because they have the talent. I mean, that's the same type of offense that Swift kind of ran in Georgia. He had a fullback at times. So yeah, I mean, but it is what it is. All right, so let's take a listen to what AD and Stafford had to say post game.
I think he'll turn the page, man. There's so many plays in this game that caused it to go, the way that it went. So that's one of them. There's plays we all wish we'd have back. Shoot, I can't turn the ball over in the fourth quarter. There's no question about that. So it's on everybody. We're all there to pick them up and go from there.
We gave it away. It was things that we did individually that we didn't capitalize on. The third and one, I didn't capitalize on. My first big run, if I press the safety and cross his face to the right, it's 7 points instead of 7 for a field goal. you know, and it's a different game when, you know, the ball get batted and they get the interception and go in and score. It's a tie ball game, you know. So it's little things like that that we have to be critical about that kind of get forgotten. You only forget, you only remember what happened towards the end of the game, you know. And defensively, there's things that they can clean up, and they're going to clean up as well.
So there you have it. Adrian Peterson giving some words of encouragement, saying that, you know, they got to clean some stuff up. Matthew Stafford, you know, he's not giving up on the rookie. So, you know, I look for those two leaders of the team. You know, Stafford says, you know, he'll throw that pass to him 100 out of 100 times. He'll continue to do that. For the young fella, he said he trusts him. So he said he just, you know, it is what it is. You know, can't win them all. Like, you know, you just make, you know, it just happened. So I'm not mad at that. And then Peterson, you know, taking accountability, saying he could have did better on that third down run, on his first big run, saying that they got to clean some stuff up on the offense. And he said, they know the defense will take care of themselves. So, all right. Thank you for, you know, watching, you know, listening into this Die Hard Den podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, watching on Facebook, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the notification bell so you can know when you're getting fresh content from us. Subscribe to the page. Go over there and follow us on Facebook. If you're watching the show via a link from Instagram, please go ahead and follow us on Instagram as well. If you're listening on a podcast platform, thank you for the download. We appreciate it. And keep sharing the Die Hard Den podcast with your friends. We appreciate you listening. And let's move on. Moving on to the defensive side of the ball, my man. Let's take a look at the defensive leaders for the game versus the Bears. Tracy Walker led the team with 9 total tackles. He had 8 solo and 2 for loss. Trey Flowers was the big pass rush guy. He had 6 total tackles, 5 solo, 1 sack, and 1 tackle for loss. But here's the big deal. They gave up 363 yards, and 214 of them was passing. But in that second half, really was where Trubisky got going. He went 20 of 36 for 242 yards and 3 touchdowns in that second half. It could have been worse because he missed some wide open receivers in that first part of the game. It was terrible. I didn't like the way our secondary played at all during the game. So, I mean, I will say it had a couple of contributing factors, my man. The lack of pass rush. I mean, we got it going some in that second quarter. You know, we was starting to send some blitzes, and this is after Collins left the game. We picked the pass rush up after he left the game. But of course, the injuries to our cornerbacks. We losing our 2 top guys, Trufant and Justin Coleman. Justin Coleman went on the short-term IR today. Yesterday. One thing is definitely, you talked about Tony McRae. Tony McRae is more of he wasn't brought to the team to be a corner. I mean, he is a corner, but he's a gunner. I mean, he plays special teams. You see that big when he popped what's the little run to Tariq Cohen, and he smashed him on that punt. So that's what they brought him on the team for. He's a special teams guy.
But you still got to be able to play corner.
Man, look, everybody has specialties, and that guy, his specialty is special teams. He's just like Jackie. Was that the Slater guy up in New England? You know, he's listed as a wide receiver. I've never seen him catch a pass from Tom Brady. That guy's a special teamer, so that's why he's brought to the team to play special teams. He just happened to, you know, be a corner, and his probably strong suit is probably zone coverage anyway, and we'll get to that in a second. But I think with the injuries to the starters, I think they should have adjusted their coverage to a more of a zone package. This is because of the fact that you got the guys that you got that can play man good aren't in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you should. I mean, that's just my opinion. So I mean, we had to look at that. I think they should have switched to zone. So what were your biggest takeaways on defense, my man?
As you said, a few things. All aspects of the ball. a lack of a consistent pass rush. We didn't get enough feet on Trubisky. We only got 1 sack on him. I was just disappointing. I wanted to see Flowers do more. I don't like how to use Flowers. They were having him like playing a slot corner and all that stuff. I didn't like that. He's a defensive lineman. Stop the run, rush the passer. You pay them play on the line.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped the run very well. Chicago gashed us several times. Danny Shelton, Nick Williams, those guys didn't do good well, clogging up the middle. And I was reading they hardly played Jared Davis. They kind of jerking Davis around like they did with Graham Glasgow last year. They're taking him out. He should be in there almost every play. I mean, I don't like how they utilizing their players, the talent they do have.
Mm-hmm.
This is stupid. And once again, it goes to coaching. Mm-hmm. And do you put that on Utland, the new defensive coordinator, supposed so good, or Patricia?
That I would say both, because he calls the defense, but Patricia is still kind of over. He calls what Patricia allows him to call, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
So I would definitely say that that's a joint venture on that defensive side of the ball for both of those guys. Looking at, we signed Chris Jones, new cornerback coming over. He was on the Lions before. He went to Arizona. We signed him up for one of the practice squads earlier. I know the Lions have been linked to Prince Amukamara. I think we need some more help. Now, one thing I will say that is we do have our looks like our rookie will be coming in and playing this week. Our top draft pick, Jeff Okudah, like he's healthy now, and he's been a full participant the last couple of days. But we'll get to the injury report when we do our game predictions. But it looks like we'll have some help coming. Looks like Trufant, he's not doing anything early right now, but the other guy, Darryl Roberts, like he played good. Roberts played good. I mean, and he's gonna probably start in a slot this week for Coleman while he's out on the IR. So hopefully you can get some pieces in here shortly to help with the secondary.
Oh yeah, but going on Roberts for a minute, I posted in the group. He had PFF gave him a high grade for the game.
Yeah.
I asked a question. I'll ask it again to you in the audience. How much stock or weight do you put in PFF scores?
Well, we had this discussion too many times. It's a part of the picture, but it's not the whole picture. But I watched the game. So you watched the game. I watched him play well. So I can't I can understand why they gave him a good score, because I watched the game. So I watched him play well. So, I mean, there's nothing like else I can say about that. He earned that score because he played well. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like, but do I put my whole onus on PFF and that's the end all be all is analytics? Nah, because it just gives you a piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's hear from Corey Unling on going forward with the rest of the going into Green Bay.
Whoever plays the star position, whoever plays corner, we got a good fight on our hands this week. So it'll be all hands on deck as well this week. We'll go through practice, get prepared, and we'll see what it looks like when we get to Sunday. But you talk about the wideouts, and I think those wideouts are a direct reflection of the quarterback. And you guys are very familiar with the guy. Had the opportunity to play against him a few times in the last few years. So we got to bring it. We got to be at our best. And if we're not, then it'll be a long day. So look forward to the challenge. These guys are, we put that game to bed yesterday, and look forward to having those guys back in the building tomorrow, and look forward to this matchup and getting going and having a great week of practice. And then we'll go out there and line up again with whoever's out there and do everything we can to help win the game.
All right. So Unland really said, hey, he's just looking forward to, getting the players out there. Whoever's going to play, and they're going to line up and do their job. So I understand what he's saying. I get it. You don't want that to dwell on the past. You got to put the guys you got out there. So, hey, if you're watching on Facebook, thank you for watching on Facebook, YouTube, If you're checking out the links for your Instagram, hey, we appreciate you checking out the Die Hard Den podcast. Um, please hit the share button, hit the like button. Share with your friends, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when we get fresh new content on our YouTube channel. If you're listening on one of the podcast platforms, thank you for joining us. Thanks for the download. We really appreciate you joining us for the content right here on the Die Hard Den podcast. If you're on the Facebook, if you're on Facebook, hit like our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is updated by my man Shawnee J all the time, so you'll get some fresh content about the Lions from us on our Facebook page. So, Shawnee J, my man, are you ready to do this thing? It is time for our favorite game.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah or hell nah. You ready to do it, my man?
Let's do it.
All right. Here we go. First up, it's time to move on from Matt Patricia. Hell yeah or hell no?
Gotta say hell yeah. I mean, terrible. We lost 10 straight games going back to last season. I mean, 11 straight fourth quarter leads he's blown. Yeah, one of those games, the narrative be different. But can't keep losing. I say if he loses badly this Green Bay game, if the Lions get blown out, I predict he'll be fired this Monday.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say the same. I'm gonna agree with you. If we get blown out in Green Bay, it's time for him to go. I totally agree with you, my man. Definitely agree with you on that. All right, next up, the Andre.
Now, with that said, I want them to win, of course.
Oh, I do. We'll get to that when we get that game predictions. All right, DeAndre Swift will have a bounce back game versus Green Bay. Hell yeah or hell no?
I don't say hell yeah. Of course, AP's going to get most of the work, but DeAndre Swift want to get that bad drop out of his head, that memory. He can't wait to get back on the field. Anytime you mess up like that, you cost your team the game. You can't wait to redeem yourself. So I'm gonna say yes. He's gonna redeem himself somewhat this Sunday when he gets his opportunities. But AP should get the most carries in this game.
All right, so I'm gonna say hell yeah as well. It is not. To me, it's not really about the carries for DeAndre Swift. I think it's more of the the other stuff he does is intangibles, catching the ball at the backfield, and he can score down there at the goal line. So I think he'll have a bounce back game. I think that the coaching staff and these other players have picked him up and told him don't hang his head and told him to keep charging and keep moving. So all right. Matthew Stafford would throw for 300 yards versus the Packers. Hell yeah or hell no?
I'm going to say hell yeah because I predict, AP going to get his carries, but I think we're going to pass the ball. It's going to be a shootout between two old pros, Rodgers and Stafford. So it's going to be another shootout. And I hope the Lions will come out on top.
Okay. I have to agree with that. I would say hell yeah as well. I think that Stafford's a better passer than Cousins, and Cousins threw for almost 250 last week. So I think that Stafford can sling it around. He almost threw for 300 versus the Bears, so I definitely can do that versus the Packers because their Packers secondary is suspect. So all right, next to win on Sunday, the Lions have to double team Devontae Adams all game long. Hell yeah or hell no?
I'm gonna say hell yeah. It would help if our third overall pick, Okudah, plays like we expected him to play. I mean, his return is needed. I mean, he was predicted by everybody and mama and Mike Trash to come to the Lions. Everybody said, "Oh, he's the guy." Okay, we got him. He's getting off to a slow start, but we need him to show why everybody said he's the guy for us, a third overall pick. If you put pressure on former high picks like Stafford and Joey Harrington, we got to put the same pressure on Okudah to perform.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to agree. We're going to have to double Devontae Adams, if not all the game, most of the game. And we're going to have to rely on our coverage linebackers to play a big role in this game as far as those crossing routes. We're gonna have to keep those heads on a swivel, and we're gonna have to pay those very athletic linebackers we have, like Ragland and Jamie Collins in the secondary, to keep those those crossing routes from eating us up all day. All right, Kenny Galladay will be out again on Sunday. Hell yeah or hell no?
Well, he didn't practice today or yesterday. It doesn't look good. So it looks like hell yeah, he's going to be out again on Sunday, unfortunately. We need our big weapon back as soon as possible. Meanwhile, guys like Marvin Hall and Quintez Cephas and Amendola and MJ, Marvin Jones, we got to step it up.
Yeah, so I think he'll be out as well too. I think that they're protecting him. Excuse me, they're protecting him. They don't want him to be hurt long term. So they want to ease him back into the team and into playing. So I think there's a chance probably next week he'll probably play, but I don't think he'll be playing this week. All right, last one. The Lions will sign a big name free agent on defense between this week and next week.
I mean, hell yeah, hell no.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, either hell yeah or hell no.
I would say hell yeah. They've been linked to Prince Amukamara, a guy who a lot of Lions fans wanted to be drafted back in the day. Same guy who got dunked in the tank, water tank in New York by JPP. But Prince, we need to help again, especially the secondary. I'm disappointed. We should have signed Clowney or Everson Griffin when we had the chance for a pass rush. But I think we will because the injuries you're facing in the secondary. I think Prince would be a good signing if we can get him to agree.
Right. All right. Yeah, I agree with that as well. I'm not sure that it will be Prince Amukamara. I like you said, I hope so. But I think we need some defensive help. And I think we need to sign someone this week before everything gets out of hand for the rest of the season. All right. All right. Thank you once again for listening to the Die Hard Den podcast. We love bringing you that content. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button to know you get new content from us right here on the program. Share the Facebook page. Please subscribe. Shiny J does a great job over there keeping you guys informed on what's going on with the Lions. And if you're listening to us on one of the podcast platforms, thank you again for the download. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at the injury report before we get into our game predictions. Starting at the top with Hunter Bryant. He still hasn't practicing, but he is working on the sidelines. He was in no practice yesterday and today, Wednesday and Thursday. Kenny Galladay is still not doing anything at practice, as well as Desmond Trufant. Big V is not practicing, but he is working on the side. He's working his way back in. Jason Cambina had an ankle injury. He was limited the last couple of days. Joe Dahl limited due to a groin injury. CJ Moore, another guy with a hamstring injury. That goes with Bryant, Kenny Galladay, and Trufant. And of course, Justin Coleman, who went out with the injury to his hamstring. Darryl Roberts, who played so well, he had a calf injury. He didn't practice yesterday, but he practiced today. Limited. Nick Williams showed up on the injury report with the shoulder injury. Limited in both days of practice. And here's the big news: is rookie, the first round draft pick Jeff Okudah, the hamstring injury, was a full participant in the first time for yesterday and today. So he is practicing in full the last couple of days here at Allen Park. So that's our injury report. Now it's time for our game predictions before we go into 2 points conversion. So what you got for the game? Who do you predict will win, and what's the score?
Well, the Lions come out aggressively. Use AP right and Stafford and defense. You get pressure on Rodgers, and Okudah plays well like we expect him to. It's the third overall pick in the draft. I know he's saying that, but it's a fact. He is the third overall pick for a reason. Everybody say we should get him. think the Lions, might want to bounce back just like Swift wants to bounce back with a narrow victory. I go by last second field goal by Prater, who wants to bounce back too. From a lot of bounce backs in this game. Prater bounced back from missing a 55-yarder. I think it'll be 31-28 Lions.
Okay, my game prediction. I hate to say it. I think that offense for the Packers is gonna overpower our defense, unless I just don't see, unless our secondary is the issue, and I think that the Packers gonna win 25-38 Packers. And I look.
What's the score again? Say that score again.
38 to 25 Packers. Packers 38.
Yeah, that's what I say. Okuda is the key. Can he play defense? Can he cover? Help smother Devontae, and can we get some pressure on Rodgers? That's why I said a lot of keys, a lot of ifs. But hey, we'll see.
I mean, I look at it like this. Looking at Aaron Rodgers' stat line, he put up 364 yards passing with 4 touchdowns, and they have 522 yards of total offense versus Minnesota. That is a big day for those guys. And right now, Minnesota's defense looks better than ours.
Well, any given Sunday, that's how I look at it. And plus, the Vikings, they miss Everson Griffin. I mean, I know they got that guy from Jacksonville, but still, the jury's out on him. Did he play well last week? The guy they got from Jacksonville?
Njoku, I'm not sure. Not sure. All right. So, I mean, but that's just my feelings on that game, but we'll see. All right. Now it's time for our last thing, 2 points conversing this week. One of the big news coming out of the sports world is that the Big Ten is returning for 8-game football schedule in October. They have agreed to come back. They voted unanimously by the presidents to say that they're going to play because they have rigid, aggressive testing protocol for COVID-19, including heart monitoring for players who have tested positive for COVID-19, and they will have to sit out up to 21 days if they test positive for COVID.
Yeah, I'm happy. There's a lot of criticism both ways. People say that the Big Ten could have did this on their own back in August. The way they handled it, the way they canceled the season, now come back and say, oh, well, it makes them look bad. And some people aren't happy that they're coming back at all. So, the situation where you're not going to make everyone happy. I want to see the players safe. Yes, I do. I want to see everybody safe, from the Big Ten to the SEC to the ACC to Notre Dame. I love football. I love this time of year. I want to see everybody be safe. I want to see the game played safe. I want the protocols. Hopefully, we follow the protocols. Once again, don't sneak nobody in the room. No girls in the room. I'm looking at you, Daniel House, and that undrafted rookie from Seattle. The only we can work if we play by the rules.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a little okay. I'm a little concerned myself. We've had some teams have to cancel games already. We've had some, especially down in the ACC, Virginia Tech got canceled, or rescheduled because of the fact that they had players testing positive for COVID. And I look at Ed Orgeron down there at LSU said he had a lot of players test positive for COVID. So I'm still on the fence with it. That's just me, but if they can do it and they can do it safely, I get it. But hey, it is what it is. Not control. Hey, those guys want to see the kids play. If they can do
and
it,
the kids want to play for the most part too.
Yeah, if they can do it safely, and no one, like the kid down there at Georgia State, he had the air conditioning. He opted out. So just give the players a chance to opt out, and so it is what it is, man. Good luck to those guys. I will be watching my Wolverines play, so it is what. Hey, I definitely will take take that opportunity to watch them play here in October. So it is time for us to go ahead and get on out of here. What's your last thoughts for the crowd tonight, there, Shawnee J?
I'm happy that the Big Ten is giving a shot. NFL's giving a shot. I want every player in every conference, pro and college, to be safe. I love football. I am concerned about the players. I want them safe. I can't say it too many times. I want the fans to be safe, and I want people, the general public, to be safe from this COVID. It's not leaked yet, but God bless us. May the good Lord relieve the world of the COVID. He done removed the COVID virus from the world. The only God, he can do it. Only God.
All right. So, me as well, I want everybody to stay safe out there. Be safe from COVID. Just be safe. Tell your loved ones you love them every day, and just be good to one another and love one another. So it's time for us to go ahead and get on out of here. Like I said, China J, tell the people how they can find you on social media.
The main social media I use is, of course, Facebook. My name is Sean Jennings, the best looking Sean Jennings there is on Facebook. Like Curtis says, I run our page, the Die Hard Den page. It's a public page. Just type in Die Hard Den, you'll be able to find us. I keep that page up to date with the latest Lions news and updates. And also a member of the Detroit Lions Truest Fan page. I'm head administrator. Keep that page equally updated. If you want to be a member, just give me a contact. I'll be happy to add you.
All right. So you can find me at Curtis Steele 14 on Instagram and on Twitter. You can follow the show on Twitter at DieHardDenPodC1, Facebook, facebook.com/DieHardDenPodcast. Check out our YouTube channel. It is Die Hard Den Podcast as well. You will see our branding and our logo there as well. So, good luck to my boys this weekend, the Lions. Good luck to our team. I know what I picked for the score. Do I want that? No, I want the Lions to win. Don't ever mistake a prediction for my thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
And let me say one more thing. Yeah. Patricia, if he can if he could turn around, get his act together and win, I support him if he could win. But once again, he's been all this losing,
Yeah.
How if you do a lousy job on your job, how long are you going to keep your job? So if he wants to keep his job, he's going to turn around.
Yep. So, all right. So, that's it for this week. We appreciate you guys checking us out. Former man, Shawnee J, definitely want to say thank you for checking us out here at the Die Hard Den Podcast. And as always, I want to tell you to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. This is Kurt Steele of the Die Hard Den Podcast, and we are